Right, and I believe we are live. We are live. So, welcome to Easy 3 Sport Production. I'm your host, Suttles, and today we are live with the 914 crew. We got another person coming on a little bit later, but for now, my man Kurt the Magnificent is in the building. How you doing, Kurt,
What's good, yo, my
man?
man John Suttles. Suttles, what up, kid? I'm chilling. Go Knicks, go New York, go New York, go.
That's what we here for. New York Knicks, we finally in the playoffs. Playoff basketball is back in New York, and it feels so good. I mean, so we definitely did speak at the beginning of the season, and we made our predictions. We didn't think that this team was going to be this good where they're at right now, but just from a level, from a scale, just 1 to 10, how ecstatic are you about Sunday? Like, how ecstatic are you, man?
I'm so excited, right? I'm so excited that I've made sure my plans on Sunday evening is nothing going on. From the block time of 7 o'clock to
Yeah.
10 o'clock, there's nothing
Yeah.
happening but me watching the Knicks.
Okay. Oh, what's good, Big Task? What's good? What's good? Yeah, man. New York Knicks basketball, and for anybody who's in the stream and everything, if you haven't been here before, make sure you hit that sub button. And while you're here, throw those thumbs up for the big Knicks being in the playoffs, big time. But yeah, for me, yes. But for me, it's crazy static. Like crazy ecstatic. Like I didn't think that we was going to be where we're at. Like I truly thought that we were going to be in that ninth, 10th seed, really playing to play in to get into the playoffs. But Tibbs has changed this team around. It is the feeling. It's just the feeling. It's just like the Pat Ewing days, like what you got on right now. It's just the feeling. Like it's just a different vibe. It's just a different vibe, man.
Let me tell you, John. Let me tell you, man. This dude right here. This is when I started watching the Knicks. Panic good. 19. I'm gonna tell you the game where my uncle. I was at my uncle's crib in Jersey, and we watching it together. All right. 19-2. All right. The East Conference first round playoff. The Knicks is playing the Pistons. And I never forget that game. I never forget how my uncle and the other people that was at the house excited to watch what they were doing. I'm just like, oh, they talk about the Knicks. Who's that? The team that got the New York letters on it. And after that, just every now and then I would just try to catch a game as a kid, like with my pops, or catch a game with my uncles if I was with him. Even my moms used to watch the Knicks a little bit. Because like John Starks. I'm telling you that because that's real deal. She used to love John Starks. He was light skinned.
Exactly. All right, man. So going into this playoff game against the Atlanta Hawks, what do you see? Like, what do the Knicks have to do?
I'm sorry, I'm crying. I'm crying. John, man, like, yo, we've been trying to get to this point for the past 8 years, and I'm just so happy that Sunday that we gonna get there. I'm sorry, man. I'm really crying, bro, for real.
Hey, it's an emotional time. I mean, New York is the heart of basketball. Like the Giants, they got their thing, the Yankees got their thing, but nothing compares to the New York Knicks. I mean, let's just take an example. Like the Knicks just opened up their ticket sales for 15,000. Oh wait, we got the other four coming through. There we go.
I'm all the way with it though.
There we go. All right. Of course, the late as always, but let me introduce you. This is the 914 crew. If you're not familiar with 914, that's Westchester County, but we all hail from Yonkers. We in the building. Now, you've already met Kurt the Magnificent. Now, shout out to my man Delow. How you doing, man? How you doing?
What up, Brody? What up, family? How y'all been? Y'all good? Y'all good?
Yep, we all straight over here. We all straight, man. Man, we was just talking about.
I said respect.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just asking we was just expressing our feelings on how we feel. Like from a scale of 1 to 10 of how ecstatic you are about the Knicks being in the playoffs.
Bro, let me tell you something. At work, they hate me because I don't shut the fuck up now. I just talk and just talk and talk and talk and talk, and I just let everybody know this has been a long time coming. I remember those dog years. Everybody trying to play us. Everybody talk trash, and I talk back because what I'm supposed to say when we getting mocked by everybody that we play. So we finally getting a chance to play these tough, gritty games like the city that the city that never sleeps in the way it's supposed to be. Bro, I'm ecstatic. So again, because that's all I do.
Of course, of course, of course. But I'm gonna continue on what I was just saying. Like New York is just a hard, it's a basketball city. Like I was saying, the Giants got their thing, the Yankees got their thing, but nothing is like when the New York Knicks are winning. And a prime example is with these ticket sales.
Hey, I'm teary-eyed too.
Yeah, the Garden opened up 15,000 and they sold out in 20 minutes in both playoff games. Both of them. Brooklyn, who has the 3 superstars, is having trouble getting people into that building. That's crazy.
Not a shock though.
Yeah, it's not a shock.
Purpose E.
Real quick, John, I'm gonna get. But
what's up?
But D, I was telling you, man, that I was crying because all the kids have been waiting, and I'm still like emotional for real. Like I can't wait till Sunday.
Yeah,
bro. You already know I ain't about to be nowhere but posted on my couch, all 70 inches worth of New York Knicks basketball. I'm not taking this for granted. You know what I mean? Because it's a long time coming. So it's special. It's important. It's important for everybody to make sure that we get a chance to watch it. I think we need to get on here and watch that joint together too, to be honest with
you. Yeah, man. I'll try to set that up, man. I'll try to set that up.
Yeah, see if we can do that.
I got the little one all running around and she'll be doing everything.
You already know what time it is.
But so I want to ask y'all, of course, because y'all are coaches. So I want to get y'all opinion, and I'm gonna spit my opinion too, and we're probably gonna end up arguing. But I want to know, just for this first game, who will be your starting lineup, and what is your game plan going into game 1? We're gonna start with Kurt. Go ahead. Starting lineup and game
starting lineup for the Knicks going into
game 1. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, freezing. Yeah.
I would keep the usual starting lineup they have right now. I know Peyton. I know like people been talking about how Peyton like he hasn't been producing, but keep them still there and still have Derrick Rose come off the bench. I think the rotation that Tom Thibodeau has is very well set for what they can do in this first round playoff matchup. You can go ahead, D.
Yeah, I think so. Again, I'm cool with that starting lineup just to set the tone. I like the way Peyton comes off of the defensive end. He's not gonna give you so much offensively, and that's cool. I love D Rose coming off the bench, so I ain't even gonna touch that or mess with that. So I like, him being that first guard off the bench or the first guard up, start the defensive presence. RJ Barrett, I definitely want to see him out there get his mix in. We already know what Randall's gonna bring to the table. Definitely should have some MVP considerations in there. I'm not saying that he should win it. I'm not going to sit there and say anything that people look at me like I'm crazy, but I think he should get some consideration at least. He shouldn't be in the top 3, but he should get some consideration. But aside from that, Noel's been doing a hell of a job in the middle. I don't know where this came from. That all of a sudden this year, I feel like he's taking it to another level. Number love for that, respect that. So definitely keep the man in the middle on that side. If you want to tinker with the Taj thing, I'm kind of iffy on that because I like him in the second row or the second team with D Rose as well. So I'm agree with Kurt on this one and say we should definitely keep that starting lineup as is. I'm gonna kind of play off of that, make the adjustments as necessary.
Okay,
all right. I can see how y'all would think about that, but
wow. Hold on. It's the first time D's ever
recruited. Go Skip.
Yeah. It is actually the first time that y'all actually agree. But y'all, for me, on the point guard stand, I'm tired of Peyton. I'm truly tired of Peyton, and for me, I feel like that game 1 is a must win. So I put Frank in. I put Frank in the point guard position. Now, let me tell you why. All right. Now, lately, Peyton has been inconsistent defensively, and we already know that he gives up nothing. He gives you nothing on the offensive And I'm just tired of it. We literally waste a good probably 8 to 15 minutes of him being out there, not producing, not setting people up in the right roles, not being the point guard that we need. So now putting Frank in that position at the starting, in the starting lineup, at least I know that I'm gonna get consistent defense. I know that I got 6 fouls with him because he's going to cause Trey Young some type of frustration. And at the same time, I know that he can knock down the three because he's shooting close to 40% or over 40% from the 3-point line. Now, I'm not going to say he's a knockdown shooter, but what I am saying is that I can trust Frank defensively, at least, to be consistent more than I can trust Peyton. Because if Peyton goes on Trey and Trey begins to light it up in the first quarter, we're going to have a problem on our hands.
I'm going to shout out Kurt on this one with that NBA series that he got going on in terms of 2K. Go check that out.
I agree.
Listen to me here.
I do agree.
In terms of the 2K grade, when it comes down to Frank, he got like a B+ on defense. But on offense, it was a D-, right? An F, D-, F. Where are we gonna go with that? And when it comes to Peyton, I'm eligible to go C- on both sides of it. He's not special on any side of the floor. He's not special at all. I don't expect him to be. Yeah. We just need him to man the tide until D Rose gets there. You can't get nothing, bro. Like, I'm waiting for D Rose and Quick. I don't know. It's Quick back. I'm not even 100% sure on that. I gotta check that. But just give me some time until D Rose and Quick get back. So I can't take that Frank Nicolicolina. Like, it hurts my heart sometimes. I don't know. Frank Nicolicolina, I'm gonna have to say. What you say, Kurt?
Kurt. Yo, what you think, man? What you doing? What you think?
Yo, you said Frank's name wrong, Dev. That's why I'm but
take the like this.
But going with Peyton, I think the issue with Peyton is that y'all hear me?
Yeah,
we got
you. Y'all hear me?
Nope. Gotta fix it.
Okay. So with Peyton, what I'm saying is I understand like how to fall off and
keep going out, man. He keeps going out. But it's all good.
I understand you gotta fix it, but at the same time, he's been starting all this year. You don't want to break up something.
I mean, I get that.
Hold on, let me fix it.
All right.
Go ahead, D.
I do get what y'all saying. I do get what y'all saying when y'all are talking about, camaraderie and everything, but I'm fed up with it, man. I'm fed up, man. This man, he's so inconsistent. He's cost us a lot of games throughout the season just from his inconsistent play. I see Big Task in the in the comment section agreeing with y'all. He's saying Frank is too slow on D. But at the end of the day, like I said, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, if y'all are thinking that same line at the same time, later on in the series, you're most likely going to end up playing Frank way more than you're playing Peyton. I can guarantee you that, especially if this goes to 7.
So I don't even think it's going to go 7, to be honest with you. I don't see why it would go to 7. Now, I understand that in terms of Trey Young, I think with him being a smaller guard, he's a version of Steph, but he ain't quite Steph. And with the defensive team and with Tibbs and that staff and what they've done all year defensively, I respect Young, but again, he ain't Steph. So I think that he can be had defensively if you really throw a couple of bodies at him, push him around, treat him the way you would treat Steph. And he's smaller than Steph. Yeah. So, I think if you don't let him get started, I agree with you on that. If you don't let him get started, then it's kind of tough for them. But they got a lot of shooters around there. Herder is definitely a solidified shooter. Gallo, shout out Gallo one time. Another solidified shooter. Capella in the middle doing what he did for Harden and those boys in Houston is there as well. So they got a couple of guys on the roster, but I definitely think you got to set the tone originally. It's just that that Ntilikina, a.k.a. Nicolicolina, it's a tough pill to swallow for me because, again, I don't know. It's been since draft day. I have never been a fan. I was
about to say, you never liked
what the pick was about. Nah, I never saw what that was about. Just couldn't see it. Still don't see it. Don't understand it. To be honest with you, shout out to Liberty. If we can get Sabrina to play this weekend, I'll be with it. Give me Sabrina this weekend. I'll take it. Let me get Sabrina in there one time. Triple double. Shout out Liberty.
All right, so now we're taking it from the game plan, but now we're gonna go on to an individual player. What do you want to see from Julius Randle and RJ Barrett going on in this series? So we're gonna start with D.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna give Kurt another minute. So in terms of Julius Randle, I just want to see more of the same. Obviously, definitely lead by example. I think it definitely has to be a defensive end, and I know Tibbs will make sure that does happen. Yeah, we got you. But I definitely think that defensively is where it's going to have to start. I think we make sure that we focus on that end of the floor first. We're going to get our points. We're going to get enough stops to be able to, muck it up like we've been doing all season. But I think defensively for Randle, definitely make sure that he stays locked in. Offensively, one of the biggest things that I want to see from the two of them, and it'll probably be more so a development thing as we move forward, at right hand. Both of them, they Nemo out here, dude. Both of them running around here with the one fin. They can't do nothing with the one. Like, I'm going to need them to get it right hand just a little bit more respectfully. Just so they can get, what killed me a few weeks back, that Laker game, we got down to the last possession, and we stuck out, 38 feet from the basket?
Yeah.
He throws it up at his side of the backboard, and I'm like, if you had any type of maneuverability to get to the basket or streamline or something like that, first of all, she's going to fall off. That's another story. But it's just, like, using that right hand. So, again, to come back to your point and hit you directly, I definitely think that's got to start defensively. RJ Barrett has to get a rhythm because he's more of a rhythm player. And when his rhythm is going, he's definitely special. But without that rhythm, sometimes it's iffy. So it's definitely got to make sure that they start early, defensively, and then on top of that, make sure that rhythm is there.
Yeah. I mean, how about you, Kurt? You got you got everything fixed up?
Like he's here now.
I think he's on a delay. All right, go for it.
All right, can y'all hear me now? Are y'all good?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Y'all hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Okay. I think with Julius Randle, I think what was the question again, John? I'm sorry.
Well, going into this series, what are you expecting to see from Julius Randle and from RJ Barrett?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's on.
Julius Randle. I'm expecting to see the same game he's had, triple-double style.
Okay.
And then with RJ Barrett, I'm expecting them to see better scoring, more driving to the basket as usual if he can, and shooting that corner three that he has just been very effective with in the past about 25 times.
All right, yeah. I mean, for me, like I was just saying, with Randle, I want to see the same. I mean, as you said, D, he is an MVP candidate. Like, I don't care what anybody's saying. He's an MVP candidate. He damn sure ain't gonna win. I'm not saying that, but an MVP candidate, he'll probably finish in like 4th or 5th because he is truly improved and transformed his entire game. And you've seen it as him being a big impact to the win column. And RJ Barrett, outside of Randle, I really do feel like he is the most improved player. I mean, last year he was only averaging 14 and a half points, 17 and a half this year. His free throw was abysmal last year, 64. He brought it up to a respectful 75. I want to see RJ really be aggressive. I mean, he is a rhythm shooter, but I really want to see him take it to the rim. I want to see him averaging 20-plus points within this series. And that's not, crazy to really imagine because it's only going to be, in my mind, probably like a 5 or 6 game series. But I want to see that he can legitimately be that second scorer if, let's just say, if Randle gets locked up one night or he's just having a bad shooting night. I want to see the consistency from RJ Barrett. The same thing from Randle, but I want to see the consistency from RJ Barrett, man. Kurt? Kurt is on this like TV delay, like the 5-second delay.
Like I don't even want to say anything because he's gonna start sounding as soon as I talk.
Yeah. Yo, because I'm here.
Yeah, man, you having those technical difficulties over there. But shout out to everybody in the chat. And if you are watching right now, if you haven't subscribed, If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Put that thumbs up for us for the 914 crew, and shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you out there, D-Bar. I see you. I know. Everybody's gonna be planning around Randall. I already know that. We already know that, but Randall's about to handle.
I don't see the comments.
Because you're not the one leading it.
You ain't a leader, bro.
Yeah, I got the comments. I got everybody. I got everybody in the chats and everything like that. But so Kurt, so go ahead. What was you about to say?
Yo, I was going to talk about the shooting was abysmal last year. And I'm telling you, I think it's the coaching staff that really put them on and got them going this year with Tom Thibodeau's staff to get them shooting better. Dudes want to be in the gym. Dudes want to shoot the ball. Dudes want to be on that shooting gun. I think the coaching staff really got both of those players, RJ Barrett and Randall, better shooters because they were not good shooters last year. Y'all know that, guys.
No, not at all. Their game's improved, and you actually seeing them go home, work on their weak points, and come back even stronger and even better. But yeah, that is a tale to the coaching staff. I mean, the players are going to do what the players are going to do. Those are the talents, but you need that coaching staff. Y'all already know because y'all are coaches. So to get them to go to that next level. All right, so let's talk about the guy, IQ. Everybody's favorite rookie. Outside, at the beginning, when we first drafted Obi, one person here was extremely excited about Obi Toppin, but the standout guy has been IQ. So going into next year, I know we're looking into the future, but going into next year, what do you see that's going to happen for IQ and for Obi?
Where you going with it, moderator?
Let's go with Kurt because he got that 10-second delay going on there. But
that 1970s tape delay.
All right, go for
it. Obi. I mean, I think a lot of people thought where Obi that everybody thinking gonna come out the gate right away. No, can't just think that with him. And then nobody expected Julian Randle to have this year that he's having. You know what I'm saying? So Obi minutes was lost because Julius Randle's minutes kept going up and stayed up because he was doing so good. And he needs to be on the floor. He's very effective when he is on the floor. Now, IQ, Emmanuel quickly, I'm not going to lie to you, I really wasn't impressed when we got him on the pick. But as I saw the first few games of the season, and some of the preseason, I was like, yo, this kid got some upside of him. And that push shot he got, yo, my man got down pat. He's been a little off with it lately, but he has come in rare form more better than he would have. He's looking like more third year Franklin Lakina to probably be. I don't know if y'all would agree with that.
Stop speaking his name. Just stop. My stomach's done hurt. Stop speaking that man's name. My stomach's done hurt.
Oh man. All right, D, man. So what do you see in the future for IQ and Obi?
First, let me just make it clear that when you made mention of that Obi Toppin and somebody really was down for that, I want to let the record show that person was not me.
Well.
Because all I looked at him and okay. I just want to make it clear for the record that person was not me. He looked like a dunker. But nothing else. I don't care about that little stupid record and made the most made 3 points. Shut up. Who cares? Look at the man's game. There is no game there. There's athleticism, and that doesn't age well in time. Show me what he can do. I don't want to see the little fake. At any rate, in terms of IQ, going back to IQ, I think anybody who sat there and said that they expected what he became and what he's been doing this season, they'd be telling up there. Outside of his family, maybe Coach, maybe Kentucky and folks like that might have been like, oh yeah, you know what? I definitely saw that coming in. I don't even know if he is, but he definitely stepped up. He definitely played really well. I definitely think that flotation device is always there, keeps you, bunkered down. So he definitely got that on deck. He shoots better than I thought he would. He shoots it better from the floor. I think he does a really good job. So I definitely want to see that maturation. Obviously, just can continue. Again, he's increased his range as the season has progressed. So definitely continue to do that. If it's possible, become a little bit more of a floor general since he's not necessarily the first, second, or third option in terms of offensively. So if he continue to grow in that aspect of his game as well, he definitely can only help. But definitely want to see his IQ continue to. Pause it real quick. Pause that real quick. I'm gonna have to pause that for a second.
So
what the?
So
It got wild.
So I'm just gonna let this be known right now. D-Bar in the chat. D-Bar in the chat. He was going at Kurt's neck real quick. I just had to read that out.
Was that the case?
Hold on real quick. Hold on, let me go back to the actual comment that I see. He said, yo, someone needs to pay London's cable bill. Joint going out too much. As he freezes.
Of course.
But but going forward, IQ. But going forward, I can definitely see IQ being a good role piece for this team. Could potentially fit the mold into that third or second person that can really be relied on. I can see him growing into that role. Obi, at some points, Obi was just unplayable this whole season, and like he came out of college, I didn't really see too much of him, but the highlights that they showed was exactly what you said, D. He was just a dunker. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yo, Tibbs is not this kind of running gun type. Like, this is not Mike D'Antoni. He's not going to be out here looking all crazy, high-flying dunks. Tibbs wants you to play defense, get back on O, and that's how it's going to be. And that's kind of how he stayed in the doghouse for like a hot minute. He's getting the minutes now, but, yeah, at some point, I think he's just going to end up being trade bait. I don't see him being here long term, but we never know. We thought that Randall was trade bait last year and came back, and look at him now. All right, so
I don't even know if I can see Obi as trade bait because I kind of feel like if anything, he's just throwing for a trade. But I don't know if you're gonna garner any, real, obviously not picks. He's too young for you to get any picks off of, and I don't even know that you're gonna really get any respectable player back for him. So I think he's more of a throw-in to try to upgrade. Definitely not the guard position because that's where I had a question for you as well a little bit later on in the show. I just wanted to kind of ask you in terms of guard play, but I think he's more of a throw-in for a trade and he is going to be a focal point. Not to be a fan, just a thought process.
All right. So back to the playoffs. What I want to know is how far do you think that this team can actually go realistically?
Oh, Knicks in 3, bro. Knicks in 3. I'm with it. When we play the Nets, Knicks in 3, bro. I'm with it.
Mm-hmm.
Called it. You heard it here first. Knicks in 3. When we play the Nets, Knicks in 3. Go for it. Yeah, Kurt.
All right, man. So how far do you see us going? Eastern Conference Finals, second round. Where we going? So let's go with Kurt.
Oh, y'all want to talk to me? You know what?
Just 10 seconds delay, man.
I see us getting to the second round, but after that, I don't see us go further.
All right.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really sorry. I don't know what's going on. This has never happened before.
It's never happened before. It's just never happened.
Whoever talked about the cable bill. Whoever talked about the cable bill, I'm coming out. Who was that, John?
D-Bar, man. D-Bar came through in the chat saying about the cable bill. D-Bar had another one. He was like, we win the first round, second round, we put a scare into anyone that we play. But I'm saying the second round. Realistically, I'm looking at the second round. If I was hoping that the Bucks can somehow get into that first seed, so that in the second round we'll be able to play them, because I feel a lot more confident playing the Bucks in the playoffs than playing the Sixers. But nah, like once we get past the Hawks, I don't see us beating the Sixers unless they have a whole bunch of injuries. Like unless Embiid goes down or if Simmons goes down or something like that, that's the only way that I can actually see us beating them. But if they're all healthy, nah, I don't see us advancing. But at the end of the day, we ain't even supposed to be here for real, for real. All the experts said we're supposed to be in 10th place. We're not even supposed to be in the playoffs. So if we get to the second round of playoffs, that's a successful season.
And I definitely agree with the second round is a nice premise. But see, I'm looking for the next, baby. So my thought process is we're gonna wrap up those birds, them dirty South birds. We're gonna wrap them up in 6, get them out of here real quick. That's quick enough for me. Get them out of here real quick. And when we hit the second round, I understand it won't be the Bucks, but if it was the Bucks, I respect the move that they made, bringing in PJ Tucker, another defensive-minded cat. I respect the move that they made. Obviously, their big acquisition in Drew Holiday. Obviously, he brings a lot to the table that they didn't have in years past. But I feel like if we got an opportunity to go out there defensively, everyone knows what to do to stop Giannis. So if we had a chance to go against Giannis, everyone knows what to do to stop Giannis. People talking about he's improving his shot and this and the third. I see him shoot one air ball at the top of the key every single game I see him play. I don't know how he manages to do that, but every single game this man plays, he manages to shoot one space ball every single time he's at the top of the key. I don't understand how he does it, but he does it every single night. So I just feel like I agree that the Bucks definitely would have had a better shot of going up against them. With the Sixers, their size is special, but I'm coming out on the record and saying right now, Ben Simmons is overrated. Ben Simmons is a phenomenal defensive player. Ben Simmons has a total package in terms of passing the basketball, rebounding the basketball, defense 1 through 5, yada yada yada, gotta put on his. However, when it comes to shooting the basketball, especially forget about today's game, 25 years ago, you got to be able to shoot the ball. This man won't shoot the ball. So I think he's overrated on that level. But when it comes to the Sixers, I think we'll give them a good run. So I'm going to just say my prediction for the Sixers, the Sixers and Knicks. My prediction is Knicks in 3. That's my prediction. Knicks in 3. Against the Nets.
He's going to stick with that. All right. All right. So we're getting close to the end of the chat. So this is the final question. Really want to get it on y'all. For this series, what do you see? What is the series score? Do we win in 7? Do we win in 6? Do the Hawks win in 6? Hawks win in 7? Where we going? What you got? No Knicks in 3. No Knicks in 3. I can't take that Knicks in 3.
I ain't going Knicks in 3 on next round. That's for the next round. I mean that's for the next. But I think for this series it's gonna go 6. That's what I picked before. I think it'll be 6. I think we'll take game 1 tonight. Sunday. Shout out to Warriors tonight. I think we'll take game 1 on Sunday. I think game 2, the Hawks are gonna fight back. I think when we play in Atlanta, we'll take that one because the presence down there is gonna be special. Because again, New York travel. But obviously, when we hit the South, it's definitely gonna be a New York home game. It's definitely not gonna be no Hawks game. Because if you think we're happy in New York, all them New Yorkers that moved down to Atlanta, they hype as well because they like, yo, we finally here. But they definitely gonna show out. So I believe that crowd presence is gonna be special, even if it is 25, 35, 45, whatever percentage. So I think it'll be Knicks in 6. I think it's gonna be a couple of tough moments in there. Hopefully, just pray to the guys that everybody stay healthy. But I think Knicks.
All right. Kurt, so what you thinking, man? What's the series? Yo, he's on this tape delay heavy.
I think, like D said, I gotta agree. It's gonna go Knicks in 6.
You got it.
I just feel like the whole court advantage, like you said, mad New York fans is down to ATL. So I really feel. Shut up, D. Don't talk about you proud of me. All right. So I just feel like for real, they are gonna win 6, and it's just gonna be gritty. All right, and I'm gonna end it now because I told y'all earlier, and I'm gonna tell you now, D. Y'all married. I'm trying to get married. I need to go somewhere, and I gotta get my future wife. So I'm gonna leave. We gonna get this discrepancy together. I'm not gonna have a delay no more. All right, I love you.
All right, man.
Hey, all right, yo.
All right, later. But all right.
Wrap us up, Brody.
Yeah. So for me, truly thinking, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Knicks in 5. And the reason why I'm gonna say the reason why I'm gonna say Knicks in 5 is because defense wins championships. their defense has been extremely too consistent throughout the season not to perform in the playoffs, even if they don't have any type of playoff experience. But I think game one is a must. Game one is a must. You got too many fans. We've been clamoring for this for years, close to, over half a decade. We've been clamoring for this playoff basketball. That crowd is going to be extremely loud and extremely difficult for the Hawks to play. 15,000 all sold out. It's going to be crazy. And then game two, I think that they're just going to carry that over. So it's going to be a 2-0 series going back to Atlanta. Game three, I do see Atlanta winning. Game four, I see something happening. Just it's going to be a late game execution on the Knicks' part. Something's going to happen, and we're going to steal that game. And then once we get to that game five, we're going to close it out, and we're going to get ready for the Sixers, man. But
shout out D Rose. Shout out D Rose. That's going to be the key to me, because when it gets down to that moment of stealing something, if your prediction is right in terms of stealing a game, it's D Rose.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be a part of that. That experience, again, he was MVP at one time.
Yeah.
He's back in terms of his production being, respectable, 6-man of the year honors. Definitely part of the conversation. So I think D Rose is definitely going to have something to do with that prediction you just made. So I like it. I like it at 5. I like it at 6. But you know what I'm going for.
Yeah, exactly. And I forgot to read one more funny chat when we were saying we the 914 crew from Yonkers and everything. Big Task. He was like, "Man, I knew you was from Yonkers. You sound like Jadakiss." But shout out to everybody in the chat. For everybody that's watching, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. The 914 crew is out. I would love to, I'd like to thank Delow for being here. Kurt, he's already out of here. We're gonna come back at you with some more Knicks content, and maybe even some Giant content, because somebody on this stream has a big problem with the man called Danny Dimes, but I ain't gonna say who it is. All right, though, man. But thanks a lot for coming through, D. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. We out.
You know what time it is. One love. All right, Brody.
All right, later.